Welcome to the enchanting world of the Never Cross a Witch Bitch podcast. Prepare to be captivated as we embark on a thrilling journey into the realm of spirituality with our remarkable team of a distinctive energy mixture. Leading the way is Mitch Carly, a gifted gay male witch, touring stage medium, and psychic tarot card reader. With a background in the competitive corporate world and experience as a Cher impersonator, Mitch brings a fresh and unique perspective to our discussions. Next, we have Lucy Locke, a former fundamentalist Christian missionary turned sex shop manager turned professional dog groomer turned psychic medium, trance channeler, and tarot card reader. Her incredible transformation into the spiritual world is truly inspiring. And last, but certainly not least, we have Carly Batten, a second-generation practicing pagan, intuitive oracle card reader, and spiritual mother to many. Carly brings a grounded approach and simple understanding to the complexities of spiritual living. Together, we form an unstoppable podcast as we delve into all things spiritual and the journey of life. Our mission is crystal clear: to spread the message that spirit embraces all and that each of us is on a spiritual path, whether we realize it or not. So buckle up and get ready for an exhilarating adventure with the Never Cross a Witch Bitch podcast. Please note that all ideas discussed and presented in this podcast are the personal opinions of the individual podcasters and do not necessarily reflect the views of each other or the viewers.
Hello, everyone. This is us from Never Cross a Witch Bitch. I think we're on episode 27. If I'm wrong, fuck it. Like, it's been a long time, you guys, since we've met up.
It has.
I think it's probably been about 8 or 9 weeks. It must be. It must
like a year.
be. It does. It does. And
Been a while.
Yeah. I want to apologize too, because a lot of it's been well, I'm not going to apologize. Shit happens and things happen in life. And it's been a whirlwind of a summer for me where I'm kind of coming out going, what the fuck was all that? And So, but anyway, I'm Lucy.
I'm Mitch.
Sorry, Carly.
We start as we mean to go on. I think I'm Carly. I'll just go sit back in the corner and it'll be fine.
Oh no, it's Carly. We don't even recognize her. We'll call her Skinny Minnie or
you have lost. You shrunk down.
No, look at this.
Doesn't shrunk down.
Doesn't look like it in the camera.
Well, those of you guys that aren't watching but listening, she is wearing a really big hoodie right now. So, but her head looks really tiny at the top of the hoodie that she's lost, like a shrunken little head on top of this big hoodie.
This is because I come back from work and I was just like, I can't sit on camera. Look like I'll have been like dragged through a hedge backwards. So the first hoodie I grabbed was the Bardware hoodie, which I ordered when I was bigger. But I put it on and walked into the living room. It was like down around my knees. It's ridiculous. I was like, well, I'm just going to wear it as a dressing gown, isn't it? But I got my shit sorted out. So, menopausal women, if you're struggling, I'm not an advocate for go and get fit. I've done no running because obviously everybody knows I buggered my knee up. So it's not through that. But I tell you what, there's some stuff and it works for me, but it's a combination of everything. So, cortisol levels, magic mushrooms, and varying other things.
What did you do for your cortisol? What did you do for the cortisol levels? Because that's what I struggle with.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Well, it's a lot. I tell you what, men suffer with it as well. So there's a great analogy I was talking earlier on, saying about when you say to people high cortisol levels release a stress hormone in the body. A lot of people think of stress as anxiety. Now, obviously, as we know, we're fight and flight animals, aren't we? Normally one or the other, but humans are both really. So when you're stress anxiety, you're in flight mode. So you tend to find people who are anxious, nervous. They lose a lot of weight. If you're on edge all the time because you've gone into flight mechanism. But cortisol high levels are stress survival hormone.
Where you gain fat around the midsection to protect you in case you starve to death.
Exactly. You go into fight mode. So you're into stagnant fight mode, technically speaking. So you've gone into come and mess with me, you bugger. I'm a built like a brick shit house. So it's that type of mechanism, and that's what your body, when you sort of hit the menopause, perimenopause, whatever's going on, you hit a certain age, your body goes into stress mode, but it's not your mental. A lot of people go, oh, I'm going to lower my cortisol levels and go and do yoga. Yes, that will help, but you might be mentally calm, but your body is physically going through some crap that you can't see. But it's a combination of everything. So, the dreaded coming of age as an older crone, going out of the mother and into the crone thing, your thyroid slows down, your metabolic slows down. So I've been taking, the long and the short of it, I've been taking something called golden root. And literally I done so it's a natural herb extract. There's no HRT. I will say it's probably going to might ruffle a few feathers, so I do apologize. The thing is with HRT, yes, for some people, medical conditions, it helps. So if you have a full hysterectomy and you have no ovaries and you need HRT because you have nothing left, I understand that. But I don't like it when doctors go, oh, you're having the menopause, have HRT. Because I think shoving your body with 21-year-old hormones that your body cannot no longer deal with, I think you need to balance what you have so that your body can then cope with what you're dealing with, not putting extra in it. Because basically, I said to someone earlier on, you can imagine all these 50-year-old hormones, swing around somebody's body. And then all of a sudden there's these youngsters that come in and they're going, here, young, and what you up to? And the body's then going, oh my God, I'm supposed to be 21 again. And I just don't think it's right. I don't think us women can cope. And you end up with a lot more problems. So I take golden root, which helps with the cortisol levels, and I took something's called NMN or NAD, which helps with your brain thought pattern, which then helps with your metabolic things and your nervous system as well. So, and I've taken varying other things like the mushroom gummies and menopausal gummies and ginger, which is great for thyroid. But I think I've spoken to you about the ginger before, haven't I? And you said that you take ginger, or someone I've spoken to. But the cortisol level herbal remedy is the golden root. I just think it's not the way forward, but it's definitely a major factor in what has helped things. I mean, obviously I'm doing other things like intermittent fasting. I've cut out bread. I don't eat. If I go out, I have gluten-free pizza, I'll have gluten-free pasta. I don't eat the bread.
I've seen your salad.
Yeah. That was a salad, wasn't it?
It was a salad. Crikey.
Yeah. I think Mitch had salad envy. I mean, this thing was bigger than everybody else's meal. It was huge. But when I say intermittent fasting, it's not that I sit there and don't eat. I just eat. I eat every day. I just don't eat after 7 o'clock, and I have lunch, between 12 and 2 or whenever I fit it in. Drink everything else normal. I don't get on the scales. One thing I'm going to say to anybody,
they say not to do that.
Ditch the bloody scales. 23 years ago, I got obsessed with scales, and it's the worst thing you can do. Because you get on and you go, oh, I've lost a pound. And you get on and you haven't lost a pound. You get so disappointed and so disheartened. And a lot of this is a mental battle as well. And I just ditch the chuffing scales because they just don't do anybody any good. So I'd work on clothes size and I just plod on. So I sit there and go, oh, size 16. Oh, wow, that's pretty good. Bear in mind I was a 2022. I go, oh, 16, got a bit of room. And I'm not going to lie, went to the blue shop on Tuesday, I needed some more work leggings, picked up a medium size, and I was like, I didn't want to try them on. And the reason why I didn't want to try them on is because they're 12, 14, and I was sat there going, if I can't fit into these and they cut me in half when I put them on and I can't get my fat ass in them, I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm going to not struggle, but I'm going to be a bit pigged off. And when I put them on and they fitted, my other half, I ran up the kitchen going, oh! Like that. And he's going, what? And I go,
I thought that was something else then.
No, Lidl's.
Oh,
Blue
I
shop.
thought it was one of where Lucy used to
not
work.
One of them. No, not.
Yeah, hers are bunless chaps.
They have no crutch. They're crutchless leggings, and
You should have been in my nudie tarot deck.
yeah. There wasn't a lot of, to be honest with you, wasn't a lot of running up the kitchen. Anyway, carry on. But be careful, my daughter wasn't listening to this. No, so it's a blue shop is Lidl's, but even doing it with the whole thing of like going by clothes size rather than sitting there and standing on scales, which I just hate. Even then, you still have that. I've still felt that anxiety, of like, oh, I don't want to try them on.
The pressure you're putting on yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And I think scales are the worst thing because they're tucked behind the loo or they're in the bedroom under the dressing table and you pull them out I've been there, I've done that, and it's horrendous. I just now realize how much torture I put myself under by standing on the scales every day. Well, you can
fluctuate in weight by 5 pounds in a day just with water weight and your bladder and your poo. Like you've eaten a meal, whatever, So
yeah.
You've got about, I forget how much poo you have inside of you. Quite a bit. I think it was John Wayne died and he was like 12 pounds of poo inside of him when they did the autopsy or something like that. Like it's like
you're just that's like an interesting factoid, isn't it?
Well, that's an interesting fact.
Oh, congratulations, Carly. You're looking good.
Thank you.
You sound good.
Thank you. I feel
You're looking
good.
You're feeling. I was going to say feeling hot. You're looking hot. If I wasn't gay, you'd be on my radar. Oh, dear.
Do you know what? I'm going to take that. Thank you very much.
Please do.
Facebook status.
Oh, dear.
Mitch has got loads of wives. He's got loads of
oh my God!
The last place.
The woman's probably watching, but I mocked Mitch for the. I want to thank my husky, sexy guru, Mitch.
Oh, dear.
The women get wet to the knees with Mitch. Said.
I don't know what it is. Just be me. Oh, dear.
Oh, I love it. No, thanks, guys. I do feel good. I'm hoping that I did put a post out on Facebook the other day. I don't normally do things like that, but I'm hoping that, especially not with my personal, very personal life and bits and pieces, but I'm hoping that it can help another woman somewhere.
I think you need to do it before and after when you're down to the dress size and the clothes size that feel comfortable for you. And that's the thing is that I've gone really skinny in my past. You know what I'm saying? Like a size 6, size 7 kind of thing. And actually I got rheumatoid arthritis when I did that. And I think I was too skinny. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I was too, like my body went into like, oh my God. And I'm actually really comfortable at a 12 to 14. I'm not that now, but when I'm that seems to be the weight that my body likes.
It's happy at. Yeah. Yeah. I've done that. I've gone down to like this. Yeah. I mean, I went down to 8.5 stone. I was wearing size 8, 10 jeans, but I looked ill. I mean, I was mentally ill anyway, but I didn't realize that at the time. But I still had horse riders, childbearing hips and ass. I had broad shoulders because I'm quite square shouldered, this tiny waist, but my face was so gaunt and I didn't realize how poorly I looked. But because me and you are short, Lucy, our BMI would be like 8.5 stone.
Yeah, but it's not healthy for me. And I know that.
No.
Yeah, I know it's not
healthy for me neither. No,
then there was Mitch, who used to be a twink.
I was a twink. I used to well be a twink. But it's interesting you saying about like old photos, because I was actually, when Facebook sort of flags up memories, I had something come up today and there's a photo of me looking very skinny, but like you're saying, I had so much kind of like thinness around my face and I thought I looked really good at the time, but like looking back now, I think you looked really like skeleton like, really ill.
Yeah, and Colin's the same. Like he didn't start gaining weight till he was in his 30s. He still had like a teenage kind of, he looked Auschwitz. He did. He was like white. You know what I'm saying? I said he's a perfect weight now. Does that make sense? Like he's nice and full. He's got nice legs, but he was. I said I would have not been attracted to you back then at all. You know, like,
Apart from my little pot belly, that's the only thing I want to lose a little bit. But my face, I know it's bigger, but I actually think I look better. I've grown
yeah,
into myself a bit more, I think.
You look
yeah.
healthy. You've grown into
You're
yourself. You look
also
healthy.
you're
I
a
mean, the
good
thing.
color because you were very like Colin, quite gaunt in color.
Yeah, quite
Unless,
white.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm. And I think that's the thing is people have got to realize is whilst your ideal body weight says that you should be 8.5 stone for your height. I mean, my other half, I mean, he's type 1 diabetic and he's 6 foot, 6 foot 1 and a bit. And apparently he's one biscuit away from being clinically obese. Well, he's not clinically obese. I mean, he's
Mm.
still got a 32, 33-inch waist. You know, he's up and down trees like a monkey whatnots all day long, and he's not fat. He's not fat, but according to ideal weight for his height, he's a biscuit away from being clinically obese. It's mental, isn't it? And
Yeah.
that unfortunately puts that idea into people's heads that they're too big. You know, they should be this weight, and I just think it's so wrong. Like you, Lucy, I'm quite happy being a 12, 14. That's where I'm. You know, where I am at the minute. I'm happy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm good. You know, I'll keep carrying on with what I'm doing. I'm not aiming on losing weight. I want to stabilize. I am happy. Thank you very much. You know, and I think that's the thing. Me really for my knees and being able to keep up with grandkids. So
Mm. Mm.
And the
knacker me
ponies.
out. And the ponies, yeah. I didn't want to mention them again.
Yeah, well, you said, "Oh, I don't work out." You go,
Dragged
"Oh,
around the field.
yeah," she goes, she goes, "I don't work out," and I'm like, "She freaking does 4 hours of mucking a day. That's a workout in itself."
I meant
Like,
move
I can barely
15 tons of
mopping
scalpings the weekend.
exactly mopping my kitchen, and I'm like, "Oh." Oh, Colin, give me a fan and some grapes. I can't handle it. No, I'm a sweaty freaking mess. I'm not like, I'm like, you know, with the mop beside me, vacuuming. I bought a robotic vacuum. There goes my exercise. I bought a robotic vacuum.
Oh, do they
Colin
actually
bought
work?
it. Oh
They're
my
good.
God, it's a lifesaver.
Oh,
Oh my God, we have his name's Dustin, and because he dusts and it goes in. Sorry,
It's a
Dustin
dusting.
Dustin Hoffman. Anyway, we have him set at 11 o'clock every day, and you hear him go hee, and then he comes out and he just vacuums our dining room and our living room, and it's awesome because I don't care if things are cluttered a little bit, you know, like if you come in, my dining room's got a couple bags on it or something like that. But like the floor, people look at the floor and they go, ooh, you know, if there's stuff all over the floor, it's kind of like what the people generally look at. And so
I
I
don't
want
care
my
when people
home
look at my
and
floor
being
like
in a
that.
village now, being in a village, people are, you know, like oh, twice a week I get a knock on the door and someone's like dropping something off or coming to say hello. And so it's just nice knowing that is sorted. Does that make sense? And I can, yeah, he was 300. And when the Amazon had their black deal, you know, their blackout deals or whatever they call them, it was
Yeah.
104. And he's been fantastic. Colin was on it. He was like, credit card out. Yeah, he usually
better
doesn't pull
get
the
them one of
credit
those
card out.
things.
Yeah. Now he wants an electric, no, he wants a robotic lawnmower because I guess you can get one of those now
Oh, okay.
too. Yeah, yeah. Because our lawn is tough. The front is all right, but the back garden is not fun. Not fun. Anyway, that's enough about that.
So
You
what have
guys,
we all been up to apart from losing weight and talking about
Well, gaining
metabolic
weight for me.
systems?
Well, we did do a little bit of a cheeky paranormal night, which was quite good fun, wasn't it, Carly?
Yes, yes, that was good. That was good fun. And you got yeah, we got yeah, interesting. It was interesting.
We got quite a lot of activity. What I quite liked with the paranormal stuff, because everyone sort of feels, or a lot of people, like when you say paranormal, straight away they think of the bad, the dark demons coming through a
yeah,
window.
no, I don't anymore. I used to, when
Yeah.
back in my Christian days, I thought, oh, the demons are coming out, and you know, yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
it was quite lovely when we did it. Everybody, when we did the Ouija session, everyone had messages coming through. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people had messages coming through from loved ones, and it was real good validation as well. We had sort of trigger objects lighting up, cat balls and everything lighting up on request. So it was quite lovely to sort of have the physical elements of essentially spirit connection or mediumship. And I think a lot of people had belief systems changed or opened up, perhaps, which is pretty cool. So
I know, I
yeah.
know, I know I definitely did. I mean, I've, teenager done a board, but I haven't
When's
done
your
one
board
since.
already used?
I know it was. I know it was. But you see, the thing is, I was drawn to that board obviously came from you, which
Yeah.
we know where it came from originally. And it's not just for the viewers and listeners at home, it's not your normal what I call bog standard board. It's not black with,
No, it's
bats
beautiful.
and ravens on the corner. It's not something that goes in Hollywood. And this is the thing, isn't it? Those boards are very Hollywood orientated. If they're going to group of teenagers are going to sit in a haunted house, what they're going to get out? Ooh, let's get the board out. Ooh. So this is a beautiful piece it looks like a piece of oak, and it's very light and very lovely. And so is the planchette. That's lovely as well. So it's when I saw it, and Mitch was, sort of finding a new home for it. I was like, oh yeah, I really want that. I don't know. I was just really drawn to have it. So I bought it off of Mitch, and then I was like, oh, I don't know if I really want to sort of like
Use
do
it.
this without
Hey,
somebody who
Mitch, do
you
you
know
use it
be with
alone
go on,
ever?
Lucy.
Sorry, I just
Uh,
want to ask, do you
I
use it
no,
alone?
I wouldn't use a Ouija board on my own. I just think you need to
No.
have safety in numbers, just in case anything did
Yeah,
go wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, Carly. I just wanted to
yeah.
know.
No,
Yeah.
no, those no, that's a good question. But I sort of me and Emma sort of spoke about using it and getting to grips with it, and sort of it's been like working with a pendulum, isn't it, or working with
Yeah.
oracle cards, working with a tool, getting familiar with it. And we never got into the position of doing it, never got into that situation. And then obviously we were doing, pardon me, we're doing the paranormal evening, and Mitch said, oh, I said, oh, I've got a board. He said, oh, bring it. And what was really nice was, and I was talking to somebody about this the other day, about how lovely Mitch holds the space.
Hmm.
And it was really lovely for me I felt so safe. I felt so comfortable. And there was one moment when we were doing the board, and it was all lovely messages, and it was really good. And somebody came through as a relative to one of the other people there, and the Mitch jumped about 40 foot in the
Oh yeah,
air.
this is the the bloody
At that,
doorway, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. So Mitch jumped about 40 foot in the air. The light
It
where we
made
were
me
sat was a
jump.
motion set. Yeah, it is. The light where we were sat was a motion sensor, so that went off just as the door went click.
I did shit
Everyone
myself.
else
I'm not
went,
gonna lie.
I had a slight intake of breath. There wasn't a lot of jumping, but there was a bit of and I just sat there and was like, that's pretty cool.
But I think because
But
the
that,
board had created such a place of vulnerability, because it was quite deep messages coming through, wasn't it?
yeah,
I think we
yeah,
were
yeah,
so open. Spirit were just like, right, we're going to show these fuckers now. Like,
yeah. And I must admit, the door click. I mean, there is no way.
we were all
There
in that
is
room,
no.
weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, there is no way that door did not do that all evening. There was no way it could be moved with a draft.
Mm.
There is no way that was like it had been partially pulled to and then popped off the thing. You could hear it, and it's one of those turn
It's quite
handles.
a
It's
heavy
not a
door, isn't
downy
it?
uppy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And it was like I think on the outside of the building it used to be, it had like an old Cokie door, and those doors are quite clicky, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it was the click, and you could hear, and it'd been shut. So there was no draft, there was nothing coming through, but the bloody thing opened. But it was ironic that obviously that went click. The motion sensor, we'd all been sat still. The motion sensor light went off, so we then sat in the dark, and everyone's waving at the light, put the light back on. But
Mm.
I just felt, do you know what? That Mitch holds just such a beautiful space that I think if anybody ever has the opportunity to, I'm going to do a bit of fangirling, but I think if anybody ever has the opportunity to sit with Mitch doing something like that, um, it was just because we were all connected and we were in that safe space. It didn't matter where we went in that building because we'd, been set up to be safe. We were all still connected. There was that in
But
that
that's
whole
intentional,
area,
isn't
the
it?
whole building.
That's the thing there,
yeah.
isn't it? Setting the right intention is what makes or breaks a paranormal night.
Mm.
But it's interesting you're saying about an opportunity, because there is going to be an opportunity, isn't there, at our little heart of the Witch retreat. So that was a nice little introduction with
Oh, there we go.
what we're planning to do. So yeah, part of the afternoon sort of activities will be our own little sort of seance doing, very similar to what we did in the sort of the shop. And the place we're doing it in has got its own history, because I've done demos there, you've done fairs there before, Carly, and we've all worked there as well as kind of readers. And there is energy. There's the good parts of energy and interesting parts of energy. Not bad, but there's an area which I think we've all felt, which is a little bit not dark, but there's something there, isn't there? I think,
Mm. And I know a little bit of history about the site now, so that should be
Okay, so
interesting
that's
as well.
interesting.
Yeah, so I'll hold that to myself just in case
Keep that
anybody,
keep that for now, and then we can see what happens.
I will keep
So
that
I
for now.
think, so that's going to be good. So, I mean, and you guys are going to be doing some really cool stuff. Lucy, what have you got planned, or what you've got planned for it, but talk us through what you're going to bring to it for the day part.
I believe I'm going to do some trance and
Which I'm
allow
very
my
excited about.
allow
Yeah.
my trance guide to come through and answer some questions and do
Which
his
is lovely,
thing.
because again, like a lot of people wouldn't have ever explored trance, would they? Or
No.
been
No,
in a
yeah.
matter.
And I thought
Just
maybe
to
we even do a
witness.
couple of exercises of how, does that make sense? Like how your
Oh,
energy blends and stuff,
yeah.
and blending your energy and the intention of blending your energy and feeling the difference when you blend. I want to do a couple of exercises like that with people and stuff like that to get them, because I think a lot of people are scared of trance. I was scared of trance. And actually, trance is probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever experienced with spirit. My guide, when he comes in, it's hard not to, when he leaves, not to be all teary-eyed, because the love that encompasses my body is quite intense. He's a good guy. He's awesome, actually.
That'd be really
So,
nice to watch, because I've only ever had bad experiences of trance, so it'd be quite nice for me on a personal
oh
level.
no, yeah. My trance guide, he's a lover. He's not a hater by any means. Yeah, he doesn't tell people off. It's the opposite. He wants to build them up and up and up. It's incredible. So, yeah, he's really cool. He's really, really cool. Yeah, so that I'm really excited to do that. And yeah, I thought we'd practice a little bit. Like, people don't have to go into trance, but just practice feeling their own energy and blending it with the spirit world around you and realizing how we are one. It's just this flesh that we kind of don't allow. Does that make sense? But our energy can expand. So I think that will be quite interesting for people, because that can lead not just into trance, that leads into all other kinds of stuff, working psychically and manifestation and
lots of things of energy.
yeah. So I thought that would be really, really cool to do stuff like that.
Really good.
And
I'm
even doing little
excited.
tests, like people closing their eyes and someone in the room, almost like, when you played, I don't know if you played like where someone touched your thumb and you had to put it down, and then they would go to the front of the classroom. We called it 7 Up. Don't know why we called it that. And then you'd have to try to guess who came and tapped your thumb. I would like to do it maybe where we do some energy work where everyone's in a meditative state with their eyes closed, and then I tap someone and they start to expand their energy, and people try to figure out whose energy is expanding towards them, whose energy they can feel, so they can start to get intuition, feel the difference in their body, intuition, see where it goes.
Oh yeah, that sounds really good.
That's nice.
Yeah,
that sounds really nice.
Because I want to build everyone up as their witchy side. You know what I'm saying? That's what our aim is to bring something totally different. I can go into mindfulness and all that, but that's a dime a dozen. That's everywhere now. Let's do some. We're aiming to do some really unique stuff that you wouldn't get at any normal workshop.
Exactly. Well, it's not, it's quite rare to have a paranormal seance night, a trance thing, and everything else. And then what Carly's going to be doing as well. There's all these different bits, which is going to really, really be quite special. And hopefully a fabulous lunch, not cooked by me, but like.
We're not battling. We're really deciding on what we want to have for lunch. But then again, we want that to be bespoke. We don't want it to be sandwiches. Yeah. We want it to be that we join each other and eat hearty food. together,
Oh.
you know?
And
Because we're
also,
bringing it all around Samhain. Sorry, Mitch, go on, you
I
were going to say?
literally was going to say that. Like, you stole the words from my mouth. Some would call you psychic, Carly, you know?
Mm.
No, I'm
Go on, you
carrying on.
say it.
No, I was just going to say, like, it's the build up to Soen, so the veil is going to start to become quite thin, so the energy is going to really start to be quite special, I think, as well for it all, you know, which is it's the honouring of, you know, the dead, the loved ones, and it's the turning of the wheel. So for witchy folk, it is the witch's new year, isn't it? It's a time when often we celebrate the year that's happened and we give thanks, and then it's this next phase of what's to kind of come for us all as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
What are
I
you gonna
think
do,
it's going to be
Mitch?
fabulous. Goodness.
So the paranormal stuff I'm gonna do. We're gonna do some Black Mirror scrying as well, which should be good fun. So again,
I
an
love doing
opportunity.
that.
Yeah,
I'll
an
bring my little.
opportunity
I
to
got a little
really,
one.
yeah, to really sort of try and see spirit. I think we're gonna do some sort of ritual work as well about like honouring of our ancestors. So that might be quite nice to do. Yeah, we're gonna fine tune a few bits of the program, but it's gonna be really good, I think. You know.
And what's your thing, Carly? Your magic you're bringing?
Well, there's a few ideas flying around. So when we done the paranormal evening, I actually came out with hagstones for everybody. So a
Well, I've got
hagstone
my
on a bit of
thoughts.
string.
Yeah,
Have you?
this is
Oh,
powerful.
cool!
This
Oh,
is a powerful little
cool!
boost. Yeah.
So it's literally back to basics. So a hagstone with a string, and then get people to, you know, they choose a piece of string out the bag and then pulls out. So just basically getting people to, again, like you say, using your energy and things like that. So it works really well with obviously what you're doing, Lucy, with your energy and things like that. Put their energy into it because hagstones are obviously raw. They're from the sea, but they're also, by the time I sort of get them, they've been in the earth as well. So you've got your water earth elements already in there. So you don't have to get them actually that they're easier to work with, even though they're misshaped. They're easier to work with than a lot of crystal pendulums because of the fact they're raw energy and they're what you've got, and it's what our ancestors would have picked up and used. They would have used just a stone with a bit of weight on it, you know, or picked up a handful of stones and they would have laid a certain way. So it's getting people to sort of clear their mind, work with their pendulums, work with that raw energy, see it moving. I will, you know, bring out a sheet, so like a little pendulum board, because sometimes I remember when when I started using a pendulum, it's very I think sometimes when you over try, it's like you put a block on it, don't you? So we're going to give things to enable people to take it forward. Mitch suggested about doing some candle spell work. So
Cool.
having,
I think.
Well, you have got about
so
what,
having,
450
Yeah.
I got a few thousand candles,
That.
you know.
people drive by the
That,
hall and it's just like glowing.
oh God, no, please. Oh my God, it would all go wrong. It does have fire extinguishers, so we're all fine. But yeah, so possibly some sort of, you know, some form of candle work, some candle spell work, or using a white candle to show people that you don't always have to have coloured candles. And then give them a little spell kit to go away with and a quartz crystal thing. So we may well bring that in as well. But obviously that will be around ancestors, Samhain, last harvest, that type of thing, about setting these at the table. And also we're talking about the last bit, which I'm really, really excited about, is the drumming close down. So obviously we're going to have an opening bit, aren't we? And then the drumming close. So I think we've spoken about it, but normally when people sort of close a day, it's very humama, it's very, you know, thank you for the day, great, lovely, very meditative, and you know, and but people have got to drive home. There's going to be people that are going to have to drive home, so you can't really pack them off out the door in a meditative state because otherwise it's not safe, is it really? So you know, I was thinking about closing the day a little bit differently. So we're going to drum the day out, but close it down at the same time. But I want people to come along and have a go at the drumming. That you know, everybody can have a go, but not be apprehensive about using drums. So we'll start really. It would be sort of a bit like a workshop in itself. So we'll start with people either tapping their chest, or if you've got a
That's
drum or a
good
shaker,
idea.
bring
Like a drum.
tap in the chest. Yeah, so and you can feel it, and the idea is we do that to get the feel of it, so that people, because I've seen people sit on drum circles, you hand them a drum and they're all sat round and you go, right, everybody follow me, and they go,
Oh, I wouldn't. I'd be like, come on, bring that fucker on.
yeah, well, you're a bit different, but you do get
He's got
people
his
that get a bit
penis out as the
apprehensive.
drum. Oh, sorry.
He's just beating the chair with it, and he's just thwacking the edge of the chair.
Did you say you're going to bring some of your shakers as well? Some of your, is it
Yeah,
the
I
Barbara
bring
shakers?
some of. Yeah, I'm going to bring some of the rattles and things. So anything that sort of makes a noise, that type of thing.
That's cool. How much are these rattles? I feel like I might have to get one.
They are, I think they're £14 the rattles, because
Oh,
Dad sits them. They're all rawhide, and they've got
He charges
crystals.
too
So
cheap. He's
I
too
know,
cheap.
I know, but they're made a little bit different. So in the rattle head, instead of like lentils or peas, is what you normally have, Dad puts crystal chips.
Okay.
So they'll be like rose quartz crystals, or whatever he's picked up and decided should be in this rattle.
Well, I'm definitely going to buy myself these.
He's actually, I don't actually know where I've put it. Oh, here we go. Should we do a bit of self-promotion?
Yeah, go on.
Lucy, you have all the permission in the world to make an innuendo if you so want to. Are you ready?
We'll see what comes up. Yeah.
It's a double ender. Look, Lucy.
Oh, you and your friends could have fun with that, right, Carly?
Go on, Lucy. Get it all out of your system.
I didn't say your friend's name. I was almost going to say some names, but
go on, Lucy. Get it all out of your system. Go on, girl.
It looks actually pretty awesome. But yeah, it does look like a prehistoric double dildo. That's what it looks like. The cavemen would have had some fun watching the women with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I knew she'd say that. I was waiting for that. So, my dad, bless him, you're a monkey. You're a monkey.
It looks good. No, honestly, it looks really cool.
Yeah. So, for those that have got smelly vision and aren't watching on YouTube, so what's Dad's got a drum beat at one end. So it's a piece of blackthorn in the middle, which is actually quite a strong, powerful wood to use. Blackthorn. Yeah. Dad likes working with it. I'm a little bit apprehensive, but actually I really like this. So when Dad made it, he said, he feels it's a bit clumsy, but I think that's only because
make it shake. Oh yeah, I like that.
So when you're hitting the drum with the other end, that goes on the other. So hang on. Let's that's a bit saggy. Hang on, let's find another one. Just like Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier.
That's a nice drum. That's a really nice drum.
Yeah. So
you made that drum.
So no. This is bought. Oh, I wish. God, no. Well, that's the next day. So, like, if you hit it,
I can't hear it. I think it's your microphone.
Oh, can you? Oh, what shame.
Can you hear it,
Hang on
Mitch?
a minute then.
I could hear it when you were shaking it loose, but not when you not on the drum. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
You hear the other end going at the same time? Yeah. So you've got both ends. What's he getting the end of this? I can't miss it. Don't know what he's got here. Oh, quartz. So there's quartz crystal in the bottom of that. So yeah,
it's all hand sewn
if you're
too.
doing like a closing, that's going to really, because quartz is a massive like amplifier.
That must have cost your dad, like with time that it took to make that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
You could easily charge £40 to £60 for that. Easily, and I think that would still be cheap.
Know.
Like the amount of time and the work, the hand sewing and all that, that £14 is like Temu. If you bought a fakey one off Temu, would be more than that. You know?
It's definitely not a Temu.
No, it's not. It's beautiful.
No.
Yeah.
It is lovely. So he made that as a trial thing because he wasn't massively sure. But I when he gave that to me the other day, he appeared with it. I was like, Dad, that's beautiful, because there's quite a few drummers that I know that will use a drum beater and then a rattle, and they'll hold both in one hand while they hit the drum. And that just takes out all the cumbersome. So if you've got little hands, that takes out all that, thingy. But yeah, so getting back to the drumming, you find a lot
I think
of
you
people
need to
in
bring
drumming
some
groups.
with you to the retreat.
Oh
to
yeah,
give people
yeah,
the
yeah. I'm going to
option,
bring
yeah.
some rattles.
No, but that
And
option that they can purchase them off of you.
yeah,
Yeah.
For your
oh yeah,
dad. Yeah.
definitely.
Maybe set up your like
Um,
stall or something if you've got time, maybe.
Well, I thought actually thinking about it, why don't we, the stuff that like Mitch with your cards and things like that, we could do a little merchandisey bit where people
Ooh,
have,
look at this Del Boy
flyers,
going for it.
information.
We'll just have our
This
little
time
market
next year,
stall set up
this
there.
time, this time next year, Rodders. In it, go just play an odd trig, in it, eh?
Yeah. Step
Yeah, I
right
think
up.
that's a
I
good
don't know.
idea. That is a good idea. I'll bring some merch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring some merch. Bring some. We'll all have a bit of merch, and Lucy can bring her merch for her courses and things and bits and pieces that you do as well. What you're offering, and we will have
I don't have
a
any merch, but
table.
I'll bring a pamphlet.
Bring your pamphlets.
Pamphlet.
Pamphlet.
Yeah, that
No
sounds
S on
cool.
the end.
You'll have stuff by then. But yeah, so basically the drumming circle will close down. But what I do is encourage people to either play the rattles or bring some drum beaters. I've got some drums, but if people have got drums, that'd be great. And by the end of it, we'll have them drumming. We'll get them drumming with a backing track like Warduna or Peat Bog Fairies or something, so people get into the rhythm of it. And by the end of it, it'll be drumming. We'll be hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be drumming ab lib. And
Oh,
people will be loving it. Get people up, encourage them to dance, encourage them to move. If they don't want to sit down or they can't, that's fine. But get people moving it and
but it will bring
feeling
that
it.
high vibe energy as we close the session, won't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, yeah. And it's feeling it, which is why you get people to start off by padding their chest to a soundtrack,
Which
And
is really
I
in
mean,
keeping with the titling of our retreat, The Heart of the Witch, isn't it?
oh,
So,
Heart of the Witch. I
That's
didn't even
really
think of that.
yeah, so it's all tied up, even though we've all got our mishmash, it's all blended nicely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it works really well. But you can feel it, can't you? I never even thought of that, Heart of the Witch.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, don't you just like it when a plan comes together?
Definitely. And there are still some spaces, guys. So if you're listening
Yeah.
to this thinking, where do I sign up? Drop Lucy a message at Bringer of Light. This Bringer of Light
Tarot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can sort of take your pennies and get you booked on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. But yeah, it should be good fun. It should be good fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it anyway.
Yeah,
I've stopped worrying about coming out the comfort zone so much now.
Oh yeah, take it to paranormal night. You're just like, boom, bring it on, aren't you? You're out there.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
no, it's good. It's Frome's a really interesting place, isn't it? I've never been there before.
Room is interesting. It's got a lot of history. It's got a lot of paranormal. It is an interesting space. And that shop Lucy's going to be doing the second night soon, so we're going to do another seance, and Lucy and some others are going to go on that one. So it'll be really interesting to see if we get to the same spirits or different spirits, because we had a few shop spirits coming in as well, didn't we? So
But it's a really interesting place. When you start reading the history of it, I didn't realise it was the same. It's around the same era. It's Anglo-Saxon originally.
okay.
So it's like 650 AD. So it's about the same sort of age as Castle Combe, which is pretty cool. But it's interesting. Interesting little place, and lots of little bits and pieces. And some bits were older, some bits were newer. It's quite funky. You'll love it, Luce. Oh, you'll have such fun.
I'm looking forward to. I used to work in Froome, so I know Froome quite. But I'm looking forward to seeing
Froome
the
quite
shop.
well.
Yeah. I used to dog groom in Froome for about a year.
Cool.
I'm not saying the name of the place, but yeah, I used to be a dog groomer there. And I don't know where the shop is, but I think I'll find it pretty easy.
Yeah, you'll find it easy.
Does it have parking?
Just go in the big car park. So not Marks and Spencer's, because that's charging a fortune. The other one, the
Iceland's? Like by Iceland's kind of thing?
Yeah, it's not Iceland's anymore, is it? It's Mark. Oh yeah, yeah, sort of around that area. Yeah.
Behind there. Yeah.
And then where Ladbrokes is? Do you know where Ladbrokes is on the side there? Or what the old pet shop used to be, which is now like a vintage clothes shop?
Okay.
All Marks and
That's
Spencer's. It's just literally opposite there. You'll see
oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I've
yeah,
been about
it'd
8
be
years.
yeah, because of like some of the spirits that came through were quite religious, and obviously with your background, I'm wondering how the energy will be with you if they come
That'd be
through.
awesome.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we were a very witchy group, whereas you obviously you are witchy, but you also have that religious side of things. So it'd be interesting to see the
yeah,
variation actually.
yeah. Where this, I don't need to
I,
know what
I,
they
I
were
was
saying, but
allowed to
yeah.
sit in a chair. Yeah, I was allowed to sit in her chair.
Yeah, she liked you in there. She didn't like me in there. She's like, get out. Oh dear.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. It'll be
Yeah,
really interesting. I'm looking forward to it a lot,
that'd be
actually.
good fun.
Yeah.
That would be good fun. Oh,
I don't know. It's good fun. So that's all that's been happening. Nothing else much exciting. Is anybody else apart from
well,
our
yes, I do
wonderful
have something.
witches retreat?
I don't know when this is getting launched or when this is going out, but if it's going out before Saturday, then I'm doing my third to last show for this year's tour. So I might as well quickly talk about that. So,
Oh yeah.
as we've mentioned about Froome, so this Saturday I am going to be in Froome at Foxy's Den. I've got like the last 20 tickets left for my demonstration of mediumship. If anyone's stuck at a loose end or wants to kind of come along or get involved, yeah, just a cool night with Spirit awaits. It's going to be good fun. I'm looking forward to it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yay.
Are you
Yeah,
sold out or almost sold out or
last 20 tickets left.
20 tickets?
So
Sorry, please forgive me. Yeah.
that's all right. Yeah,
Oh,
so if anyone wants to kind of grab a last one, be glad to see you there.
cool.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
excited. This will be the third or fourth time I've done it, and it's always I don't know what it is about Foxy's Den. It's just a fun place, and I think Spirit just come in with that banter, with that love. It's just quite a naughty night, really.
Well, they named Foxy's Den. I've never been there, but even just the name's Foxy's Den is just quite cheeky and
Yeah, definitely.
artsy and alternative or whatever. I just get a feeling of like, yeah, that it
Yeah,
just holds that energy
Is,
even from its name.
is there a
definitely.
reason why it's called Fox's Den? Is it because there
I
was like a
don't
Fox's
know.
Den nearby, or
I'm not sure. I'll have to try and find out and see the history of the thing.
yeah? Because
But
sometimes you tend to find there's like the woods, copse of woods, and they would have been a Fox's Den in it or
well,
something
it
or the
is
other.
surrounded in woods because it's kind of right on where the quarry is and everything. So you've got like the quarry to one
Oh,
side,
okay.
surrounded in woods, and then this little sort of lodge. It looks like a little lodge cabin for the outside, but it's really big inside.
Hmm.
Nice bar, chandeliers, and everything. Yeah, it's pretty special. It's pretty cool.
It does look special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this Saturday, Colin and I are going to see Jaws at the
Oh,
IMAX theater.
that'll be fun. Oh, I've never
I'm
seen
actually,
Jaws the whole way through. I've seen bits of
holy
it.
crap. Oh, it's one of my favorite movies. It's
Oh, is it?
awesome. It's
We're
awesome.
gonna need a bigger boat.
Exactly. It is awesome. The book. So it actually was a book before it was made into a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've read the book, and the book is actually it's all the same characters, but it's totally different from the movie. And they actually parts of the book you're in the shark's perspective of things, which is quite
Oh.
neat. Yeah, 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 yeah. But no, it's a fan. I can't wait to see it on the IMAX. That's going to be like wow, like going to be awesome. So yeah, but yeah, this summer's been, you know, sometimes as a witch you go through
The shits, don't
the shit. Yeah, and this summer's
Yeah.
been a bit of the shits for me, but I find summer. I want to get down to the bottom of this. It's becoming a pattern that summers for me are not the greatest thing in the world. I always have some sort of event that happens in the summer, and it's
really
becoming.
interesting you say that because I have the same, but in January. January for me,
Oh,
the
okay.
last kind of 3 or 4 years, I've had not so nice stuff, and it's like, what's this all about then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting you're
Yeah.
saying about summer
Yeah.
being
We
a
have.
bit negative for you.
Yeah, like last summer, our neighbors were kind of neat towards us. And then the summer before that, it was always at the end of July, the beginning of August. And then this summer, my dad passed away. But before that, slightly, we had a real awful event with family members that came to visit us and them turning on us. And then 2 years ago, we belonged to this campsite where we actually had our trailer there. And right at the end of July, beginning of August, a whole campsite turned against Colin and I, and we still to this day have no idea what we did wrong. there, and
Oh,
we ended up having to like leave quickly, and I had to basically sued them and got our money back for the
God.
amount we paid and stuff like that. And it just seems like summers kind of bring these let's hate Lucy and Colin type situations where we don't know what we've done. So I'm energetically, I kind of want to get to the bottom of it because it's becoming a pattern, and I want it
Mm.
to stop because I want to enjoy my summers. You know what I'm saying? I look forward to it. And it seems like August ends up being a whole, like me getting over us getting over some traumatic event and trying to get ourselves together again, emotionally and going, what happened there? What happened there?
That's really
So
interesting. Have you looked at the astrology of not you guys, but like the astrology of that sort of timepiece, if you like?
with our stars, like with our signs particularly,
Mm.
like I know right now, because I'm Gemini rising, so I'm Sagittarius but Gemini rising. I know that there's a lot of shake up, and I knew stuff was going to come up with my siblings. That was a big thing coming up in my chart, was
Oh, okay.
Uranus with siblings, and Uranus is a shake up. I didn't actually think it would be my brother, but it ended up being my brother, and
So it's not when you don't think it's going to be someone, and then it shows up in.
yeah, but that's part of Uranus, isn't it? It's the surprise. It's the tower of the planets.
Mm.
But I when I think about what's coming of it, I'm actually really at peace and know it's been mentioned in my tarot and stuff like that things would happen, and I would probably disconnect from my family of origin forever, and I would be I'm not at peace with it, but that I would eventually become really peaceful and my life would actually really prosper from not having their energy just me
Mm.
all the time.
That's a huge
So
thing to go through as well, isn't it? It's one thing
it's
to
been
have the awareness of it,
massive.
but to actually physically go through it is quite different,
It's a
isn't it?
lot of grief on top of
Mm.
my dad, which I think my dad, part of it leaving and that, like, so basically my brother, his wife just, and their kids just dumped on us and left, like, it was just an awful situation that I wouldn't ever want anyone to go through. And then we came back from London where we all were, and I got home, went to bed, and then woke up at 6 in the morning and my dad had passed away a couple hours earlier. So there was this like double whammy of me still trying to figure out what happened there in London. And then all of a
Mm.
sudden, I knew my dad was going to pass away, but it hit me harder than I thought it would. And it wasn't sadness. It's actually like a deep love that I never knew I had. I'm getting teary now. A deep love I never knew I had for him. That is just like bubbling out of me, and it bubbles in tears. And the tears look to people like sadness, but there's actually real beauty in that I feel like energetically I can have this relationship with my dad I never could have before.
Yeah, so it's quite
So
powerful, isn't it? But
it's
it's
awesome. And paranormal, I think you guys were actually doing the paranormal thing that night. And my dining room light, I've got like a chandelier with 3 lights on it. And one
yeah,
of them
you
was
said
just
it's
like
your
I was
group,
in the
didn't you?
kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the kitchen and it was just, and I usually ignore stuff like that, but I felt it was like calling my attention.
Mm.
And I didn't want to be one of these people that is just grabbing at anything. But Spirit has shown me since then, like through that podcast that you sent me, Diary of a CEO, and someone else sent me that same podcast,
Oh
funny
yeah,
enough. And she
that's
was
good.
talking about actually that after someone passes away, within like 24 hours, can start going in your home. And
Yeah.
you told me that, Mitch, like he will do that most likely with him because they're experimenting, seeing what they can do.
And has that
To
light done it ever since?
no,
Since
no,
so that says to me,
yeah,
why did it do it then?
yeah.
That
So
that happened to
and
me
I
as well
started, yeah,
with
I
Mrs.
started
Woody
talking
Lady.
to it, and so I just said like it was just kind of going like this, and then it would settle, and then this, and I just said, Dad, is that you? If it's you, do 2 quick blinks, and I could feel him psychically kind of talking to me, going, "Give me a
Mm.
second, give me a second, just give me a second here," and then all of a sudden it went. And Minnie was like, "Oh my God," like she was like standing beside me. She was just like, and I just, and so yeah, it just felt like he was there saying, "I'm with you." And then Mitch sent me a song that he felt my dad was giving me. And I know my dad liked the Beatles, but what it was, the lyrics of the song was like my dad saying, like he never ever could feel love on this side. He always would say that I don't know what love is. I can't feel it. I don't know if I love you guys. I don't feel it. I don't feel love. And that used to break my heart. Like when I was a kid, like, why doesn't my dad love me? Why can't he love me? And you'd say, I love you. And he'd be like all stiff and, and Minnie's very like that. She has a hard time saying the words, I love you. And we're quite a free flowing family, me and Colin that way, but she's got that edge like my dad does. I think my dad was on the spectrum quite a bit, but he also had trauma in his childhood, lots of trauma. And so Mitch sent me the song, and Mitch didn't know this about my dad. He knew that at the end, my dad said he loved me, and said, I'm very proud to be your dad, which was the perfect ending after all those years. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I was just like, I'm happy with that. I wasn't ever expecting that in this lifetime. And so Mitch sent me the song, and it was she loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves me, yeah, 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 right? And I felt like it was my dad celebrating and realizing how much I really truly loved him in this lifetime. And there's a specific lyric that said she almost went mad. I forget how it goes, but anyway. And in my 20s, I did have to get a lot of counseling, and part of that was my dad. And realizing like I'd never really experienced love from a father figure. But it says I'm not the hurt I forget how the lyrics go, but he goes, but she realized I'm not the hurting kind, meaning he didn't do it to specifically hurt me. It was, but the lyrics were just like, wow. And then it was like
so weird because obviously when I found out your dad had passed, I did a little private sort of little ritual thing, which I do for people, just a little bit of sending in of energy. And that's how the song came up, because I was saying, right, Spirit, give me a song that you want me to use. And this is when it came in. And I was like, well, that sounds really random. As often it's something a bit more, soulful or whatever, but yeah, this was just like, no, you've got to use this one. So I was like, okay, and that's why I sent it to you, because it was so obscure for me to sort of, because I'm not really connected to the Beatles, or they're okay, but they're not my preferred sort of band, so I wouldn't really have known too much about them. But yeah, and you were like, no, that makes complete sense. So that was pretty cool.
And I felt like it was a celebration. He was celebrating us, me and him. Yeah.
And I think that's lovely how Spirit can sort of work in those different dynamics to get that needed message across. It just blow my mind all the time.
And it's instantly healing. You could go through counseling after counseling after counseling after counseling, which I've done. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm a counselor myself, and I do believe counseling does help. Don't get me wrong. But Spirit has a way of just boom. And you're like, whoa. And it's by the most obscure, like you said, a song. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel this connection with me and my dad I've never had in this lifetime in the physical. And I can feel it.
Like yesterday on my YouTube video, Facebook video I was doing, and I was talking at the end of it about boundaries, and then this huge kind of green orb just came up, and to me that was like Spirit reaffirming you needed to say.
Did you see it on the camera, or did you see it in the physical?
No, I saw it like on the camera. And I could feel it.
Yeah, because normally, not just you, but people say, oh, did you see that orb that goes by? And I'm like, oh, no, I didn't. I'm like, no, I didn't. And sometimes I'll even rewind it, and I'm like, I just don't see it. But that one, it was like, oh, it's like, wow, that's like really slow mo. Like, look at me,
Yeah, but I felt it was really Spirit saying you needed to say that to get it out, that sort of thing. Because I want the best of people with my work, but I don't always want people to latch on to me. I don't want it,
Well, that's that. It's that. Sorry, my brain is a little bit muddled tonight, but transference, where they're not realizing and that happens. Like it is kind of natural. Like your mother bores you, and the baby attaches to the mom. Do you know what I'm saying? And ducks are born, and they attach to whatever's first kind of there. And it's how we are. So when Spirit touches someone, the easiest thing to do is grasp hold. And especially if you're hurting and you haven't had a lot of physical love or parental love or that ability, first thing to do is grab hold of the person that gave the message and think they feel that way about me. And then they can take it to a point where they feel really special in that person's eyes. And there was a few things going on Facebook where people were taking it, they were getting mean on like your other me. One of them got mean on me.
Exactly. And it's just like,
and I was like, excuse me. I was like, I know Mitch personally. He's like my good friend, but they were like, how dare you be sarcastic on my Mitch kind of thing. And I was like, I said, that's our relationship. That's just how we are.
have
So
a
I'm
very
allowed to be
dark sense of
yeah. So I'm like, I'm allowed to be sarcastic. Like, like I was really, so I, but I thought, ooh, this person is taking what a beautiful message that is meant for them from spirit, but making it that it's Mitch and they're going to be like Mitch's lover almost feeling. That's the feeling I had. Like it's going, boundaries are being crossed in their emotional psyche, that they start getting jealous at other people that are mingling with Mitch on Facebook. And that's,
Yeah, it's really weird. I saw the messages and I thought, I'm just going to delete these comments because I thought I don't want it.
Exactly. And I think that was very smart of you, because she might look back and go, because it's a stage. It doesn't say like,
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, but transference is a bit. It's
I
hard
miss all the excitement. I didn't see that.
You're too
I
busy in your.
I was like, boom, boom.
Yeah, it was fast.
I got flagged up, and I was like, oh, I'm going to get rid of that because
it's probably best. I doubt anyone really saw it. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's it was quick. It was quick, but it was just a bit like, whoa, boundaries are being just in their mind. I felt sorry for them because it was like they're, I've not been there. Maybe, when you have a crush on your teacher, when you're a kid. Have you ever had that where one of your teachers?
No, my teachers don't really.
Oh my God, I had so many crushes on men teachers, like I guess daddy figure kind of thing.
Old and just.
I'd end up calling I didn't care if they were old. I don't think I just had crushes on them. I was just like, because they're someone of authority. It happens a lot. So I know I'm not abnormal. You guys can make me feel like I'm abnormal, but I know I'm not abnormal. But it's the same type of thing where it's like, they're a figure. Does that make sense? And when they pay attention to you and you don't have that attention in your life, like I had a dad that was there, but he wasn't there emotionally or anyway. So a man that paid attention to me, I was just naturally, I guess you could call it a crush. I didn't I didn't want to have sex with them or anything. It's just, I was just like kind of enamored.
Because he saw you in a certain way, sort of.
Yeah.
I did have that with female teachers, in the sense of I would become not a teacher's pet, but I would almost go out of my way to sort of have praise, I suppose. From people. So photography was a big thing. It kind of saved my ass when I was at kind of college. So I would often kind of do work in my lunch break, and my sort of photography teacher, she was really cool, and she sort of really praised me. I think she could see that I was struggling quite a lot, and she held that space. And so I suppose in a way, maybe at the time there was transference from me, but she kind of... It is.
Kids do it. Kids do it all the time. When you accidentally, I've seen kids do it when I was volunteering for Minnie's class over the years, and I've done it numerous times when I was a kid. Instead of saying, oh, Mrs. Harkey or Mrs. whatever, you say, Mom, and then you're like, you're turned red face, and the kids are all, now you think about it, you go, oh, that's just innocent, but you felt like the world was caving in. It's a form of transference because you feel quite comfortable with them, that it slips out that you call them mom, and because they are that kind of figure that you look up to. So no, transference is so easy to happen, but see, with counselors and stuff, it still happens with counselors and psychologists and stuff like that, but it's less and less because the boundaries are so strong. But when it comes to like reading and doing, like we've talked about this before, it's very loose. Does that make sense? And it's tough to put the boundaries up because you want to be friendly with the people, but at the same time you don't want to be friends with everyone that you
I mean, if a natural connection happens, because I have had it numerous times where people I never thought would be, like the guys I did the hand fasting for, we've actually become really quite special friends, and that's just naturally evolved, and it's lovely because Paul's been part of that journey and they've embraced Oscar, so that's nice, when it happens randomly off the cuff, but no
Yeah.
one was looking for it, there was no
Yeah.
intention setting for it.
Yeah.
And you get sometimes, where people come in and they're like, they almost just want to have you as their new gay best friend or whatever, and it's like you can just feel it sometimes, and it's like, no, get back in your box.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it nastily, but it is draining. And it's like, this is why I love doing the Zoom sessions and at shops, because when I'm in a shop, there's somebody with me guarding or keeping the day flowing. So if someone's overstepping the mark, right, you've had your time, next sort of thing. And it's that kind of conveyor belt.
Yeah, they can
And
go in
it's
the
just
room and go, Mitch, your next client's here or whatever.
It's a safety thing, and with Zoom,
Yeah.
if you're up on your time, it's like, right, end. Like,
Yeah.
and I haven't ever had to really do that, but it's that boundary, isn't it? This is why I don't like doing readings at my house or going to clients' houses anymore, because people just wanting me to be there all bloody day, and it's like I don't have time for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. It turns too friendly. Yeah. Yeah, it turns too friendly. Boundaries are crossed. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people take offense to boundaries when boundaries are there to
protect
both sides. That's the thing, is that people don't realize that it's both sides. The person that's becoming a little obsessed or whatever, that's not good for them. When they step out of that, there's a part of them, their higher self goes, oh, well, it's like,
because also that's not being in alignment with yourself, is it, sort of thing?
Yeah, it's a bondage. It's the devil card in tarot.
Yeah,
that tie, yeah. So poor Mitch. I don't have stalkers.
Oh, you're lucky.
I'm jealous. Well, I want to stalk.
Speaking of stalkers as well, I don't know if you guys saw the rumor that I had died. That was so weird. Someone had
I never saw any of that. I never saw any of it. I don't know, like what.
Well, somebody.
Do you have a clue? Where was it? Where did you see it?
I didn't see it, but there was an article that went up somewhere on Facebook saying that I had died. And all of a sudden, because I was having my tattoo done with Bex, we'd finished having that, it was a great tattoo, off I went. And then my phone was going off the hook with messages, different people. Have you died? Are you dead? And I was like, what's going on? And then they were saying, oh, there's been a thing on Facebook. And by the time someone tagged me in the post, so I went to look at it, but then Facebook had removed it as obviously being fake news or whatever. So I couldn't actually see what was even in it. But yeah, there was apparently an article up with a picture of me saying that I'd passed away or something.
And there was no who posted that article, or no one could say who it was?
Nope, nobody's been able to sort of let me know who it was or whatever. So I was just like, that's really weird. So I don't know if it was done in malice or what it was about, but it was very strange. Yeah,
weird,
so
that's right. Yeah,
really weird. And then loads of people going like, oh, maybe you've made it. And it's like, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sign of fame.
I don't want to be famous necessarily. I just want to help people, but in a healthy way, for both of us.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Oh, he's gonna have an Elvis Presley on us, isn't he? He's gonna.
Yeah, exactly.
So fake his own death and then come back some 50 years later as a preacher, playing the guitar and preaching in some little town in Alabama or something, wherever Preacher Joe was.
Wow.
Yeah. Weird.
I don't know what the time is, by the way, guys, because I've done really bad clock watching.
Well, it's 20 after 8. Oh, sorry. We're recording this in the evening, everyone. Sorry. I'm telling you the time. Weird. Yeah, we've been on an hour, and it's over an hour we've been on. Definitely.
Oh, just there we go.
You got to be on your sex life, haven't you? So
I got to get my revenue. I don't think I'm working. I've had that headache all day. I did work this afternoon for a couple hours. That was good. I did some. I did two really good. No, I'm not working.
So he
only wishes.
I think it's a cover. I personally think it's still a cover. I personally think saying that you're working on a card reading line. I don't think it is. I think it is. I'm
sitting there knitting, and I'm like, "Give it to me, baby, give it. Come on." Oh God.
There with your sleeping bag. I'm unzipping my long boots.
Yeah. My high
Did you
heels
ever
going
see?
up the.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Did you ever see that? I think it was like so I don't know. Stacey. No, it's not Stacey Solomon. Who's the little red-headed young lady? Stacey, someone who does those programs, the documentaries about sort of real life. I
Oh,
think it was
Stacey
one
Dooley.
of
Stacey Dooley.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she done a one about women who sit and do sex sex calls.
Oh yeah.
And she said talk about the sleeping bags, and this was like the woman actually sits there on the sofa watching telly with her sleeping bag, saying that she's undoing her thigh-high boots.
I think that's awesome.
And I bet she's getting paid well for that as well.
Yeah, I think she was paid really
Yeah.
well for. She sat there on a sofa in her fleecy pajamas and a big fluffy. I think she had fluffy slippers on and her sleeping bag.
Oh, good for her, I say.
Well, yeah, if
Exactly.
you
No,
can make
I'm
money from it.
doing reads online for next to nothing. But I do enjoy most of the people that I get to read for. Actually, it's quite fun. It is quite fun. So
I imagine it's quite an experience as well. Exercising those spiritual muscles. That's what it is,
some people really test you. I had to say
don't
the other
they?
night to two different people, I said I'm not going to read for you.
Oh,
Like
really?
one woman's like, I think I told you this bit. She was like, "Can you do a general read for me?" I
Oh
said,
yeah,
"Yeah,
you can
no
tell me.
problem." Right? And I started like shuffling the cards and kind of hook into her energy, and I laid the cards and I could feel there was some like childhood trauma and stuff. And so I started talking about her father, and she's like, "Deeper." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And she's like, "I want you to go deeper." And so I
Are
start
you
like
are
reading
you
it.
sure it's not a sex line?
I was like,
Do you want to go balls deep?
yeah, up to here deep. Yeah. Like I said, Colin will be getting one of them. Anyway, anyway, I'm so sorry. But I started going in and I said, okay, let me just focus here. And so I started reading, and I didn't even get a sentence out. She's like, deeper. And I was like, you know what?
All
I said, I
wrong.
can't. I said, I can't read for you. I said, I can't read for you. She goes, why?
Oh, dear.
And I said, there's no flow. I can't, you're not letting me connect at all, you know? And so then a few minutes after that, I had a woman phone and she's like, I had someone borrow a book off me and they lost the book. Right. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, can you tell me when they're going to mail the book back to me?
Oh, for God's sakes.
Right. So I shuffled the cards and I got the Queen of Swords. And I felt like Spirit was saying the book hadn't even been mailed, that she's going to have to like confer with the person to get them to get moving. She goes, what do you mean? What are they thinking right now? And I'm like, I can't.
Oh God.
And she just was like, tell me how many days. And I said, I can't tell you how many days. I'm really sorry. I'm not the reader for you. That's not how I work, you know. And she just
They
click.
get funny when you tell them no.
Yeah, she just clicked. Just click.
Oh.
Hung up. And I'm just like, so I do my little snip, 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 in the air, get rid of them. And then I had another woman from Chicago call me, and she was evil. She's
Really?
like, yeah, she's like, okay, tell me something about myself. So I pulled some cards, and she's like, wrong. And I was like, okay. And then she's like, I'm giving you a bad review. And then she just click. She did. She gave me a Tamika. Her name was. She gave me a bad review,
Oh,
saying
God.
that I had no connection at all. But she didn't even give me. See, they get the first minute free,
I
right?
see.
So you're like
You got to prove
they
yourself something.
you got to prove yourself with some of them. Yeah, they want to know instantly, because they get that free minute. A lot of them hang up on you before you've even shuffled the cards if they don't feel it. There's because they don't have to pay for it. So, but I'm so lucky. Most of the reads they'll actually extend where they put more minutes on, and most of them I can have some real deep, valuable,
Like proper readings.
awesome
Yeah.
reads and awesome conversation. And in the long run, they're paying £1 a minute. They're paying what they would pay someone, but I'm getting about 27p of that a minute. But I must say, I come out feeling pretty good, because that's the whole, like, money's important, don't get me wrong, but this is, what I'm doing to help bring some income in for me, because I'm not out there so much that I'm well known for a reader, but it's been wonderful. I've had some really and return callers and stuff like that, and some really good reviews.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she's that Tamika's the only. It wasn't even that bad of a review. I thought people read it and they'll just know right away, like the way she wrote it. But the rest of the reviews are all very beautiful. Yeah, so I've been lucky. I just am me, just me. And I think people most of the time can pick up on that and feel
And that's
very
also
comfortable.
good for you, because it's like it's a deeper level of acceptance of yourself, isn't it?
Totally. It's like acceptance and building up my self-worth, realizing my intuition is like I had that one that Tamika rang, but I didn't feel like she even gave me a chance. Does that make sense? Like it was like, okay, she was out to just kind of sling someone around. I've never had someone go, no, even with reading at psychic fairs and stuff like that, I've been very lucky, but it's deepening it. Does that make sense? It's trusting it on a new level. I can't see the people. I can only hear them. So it's really trusting that. And I'm starting to really get my language, like the language that spirit speaks to me is becoming more and more potent. And I think that's what, if I went out I have gone out on my own, but this is helping build that in me.
Yeah, that's
Does
cool.
that make sense?
That's a bit like with your lives as well, Carly, on the platform, isn't it? Like, when you've done a few lives on our sort of group page, because you can't see the people, you can only see the comments. It really does have to make you form that bond of trust within, doesn't it?
I actually really like it. Saying exactly mirroring what Lucy said, I really like it. I feel it does. It stops that doubting that you have. When you have that come through, and then you get, yes, that's what's come through. That's what I'm being fed. So I get fed pictures, and then from that, I get fed pictures, and then to me that then means, but I also get feelings as well. Like I'll be shuffling a card, I'll hook into their energy. I sort of say, okay, let's sit together. I'll do this. What is the universe? Blah, blah, blah. Exactly the same thing. And I'll then start to feel the cards will shuffle in a really different way with different people. And then that interpretation, I then get fed images, but then I get fed words along with it, sort of like in my head. And it really is learning to trust. Yes, that's come from there. There's no way it could have come from anywhere else. And I like it because it means that I'm not doubting that I'm cold reading. So I'm really conscious. I know I don't cold read because I tried to make a conscious effort
about that.
not to.
You say about that a lot.
I have. I hate it. I hate that whole
really
idea.
see. I don't feel like I'm crossing. I'm like, well, when I'm with someone, when I'm with someone face to face, their energy, it could be viewed, I guess, as cold reading. I'm not looking at their clothes and thinking, oh, because they wear that, they're like this. It's not like that.
It's a psychological thing.
Yeah, but their energy feeds into me, and I can get quite in depth. You know what I'm saying? With what's going on, I could pick up for some reason on like it with the cards. But yeah. So I think it's an actual spiritual thing. But somehow maybe you've got it in your head that people do use it for sales and stuff like that. But I actually think they're quite intuitive people. But they just use it for I don't
like the I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I need to do a bit deeper work with it probably. But I feel because I do sometimes psychologically watch people, like especially working in the pub, you can see when people are going to kick off, and you can see it happening before it happens.
Yeah, and that's the energy.
And because of how they behave. So I'm very aware of what people touch and what they do with their hands and their faces and their hat, and I'm very aware of that meaning something else. And I don't want myself, I suppose it's also, again, it's a trust thing, but I don't want to put myself in the situation where I suddenly grasp onto the fact that I've said something and they've twitched at it. I'd prefer to keep going with, and me then gone, and let it influence me, and I've taken that part of the reading and gone somewhere else with it, which isn't wrong, but I think it is just a trust thing with me. I think it is just that honesty of making sure I give the person that is the sitter sat in front of me, giving them my true, honest, what is coming through from spirit, the universe, and completely giving it to them without any of my influence. And I think sometimes I worry that me watching twitches or, thought
Maybe
patterns
that's
or like what
maybe
Lucy's
that
doing
is
now.
yeah, but that blending, when you blend before you, do you know what I'm saying? That's the
Yeah,
container you've built with spirit, right? So you're in
yeah,
that blending where it's you and spirit. So spirit can influence and see and knows
yeah,
and lets your brain know or let you realize, oh, someone. So when you're in that trusting container with spirit, I believe you can use whatever comes to you, and that can be a psychic
mm,
gift. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
you're in that
yeah,
blend with spirit. And so a lot of people have psychic gifts. A lot of people do. A lot of people from trauma learn to read things before
Mm.
they have and learn to read energy. Energy is constantly around us. It's a real thing. So
mm,
you can be influenced, and that doesn't mean you're wrong or you're doing
no,
something wrong, because spirit is in your because you have the intention that you don't want to be influenced, you're not going to be
no,
influenced. Does that make
I
sense
think
for you,
that's
no,
what you
Safe
say.
true,
Carly?
It
yeah,
comes down to that
Yeah,
yeah,
intention. You've set your
yeah.
sort of practice
yeah,
before you go on and everything else,
So it's
haven't
just a
you?
definition you've got back here that you see these car salesmen, that kind of thing. People, psychopaths can
yeah,
read people. But when you're blended with spirit and you've got spirit there and you know you're working with spirit, if spirit shows you something and you feel it, go with it. Does that make sense? Because I think they
mm,
want to deepen it
mm,
for you. I think they want to open the
mm,
language even more for you. But it's definitions
mm.
like that that you're kind of put a stop to. Oh, I can't feel
Yeah, I
that.
understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, I definitely
Does it bring a
understand that. And
deeper
I think
trust? You're in
it's,
that container together. And spirit's
yeah,
really
I mean,
shown me
it's,
that in the last 2 months, that container of like, I can
mm,
trust that container
yeah,
and I can trust what I
yeah,
feel and I can go with
yeah,
what
yeah,
comes. And it's deepened. It's still not where I want it to be, but it is deepened a lot. Yeah. And so
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's where you're at, the same as me, where it's like realizing the
yeah,
trust you can
yeah,
have.
yeah. And I love that. I love that. That trust that you have, like when you're doing the readings and you're going, I don't actually know where this is going, but I'm going to say it anyway, you know.
Hmm.
And that has I found doing like you, Lucy, doing it where you haven't got someone sat in front of you, when you lose that in a bit, you lose that because you have, I think it's a doubt, it is a confidence thing. It's a doubt, is that doubting your confidence. If you sit there and say to someone, oh, I can see this, and this, I don't know where it's going. You sometimes have people sit in front of you going, oh, I don't think it's that. And you sort of then think, oh God, should I, am I going down the wrong path? But because like when you're on Facebook doing that, you don't
Yeah.
have somebody going or even slightly nodding their head or going or pulling a face. You don't have that. You just keep going with
Yeah.
what you've been fed, and then you go, well, I've done my
If
bit. So
that
they don't.
resonates, yeah.
I think I'm slightly, yeah. I think what I'm doing is slightly protecting myself because I'm not seeing that moment of doubt from the sitter. I'm not seeing
I
Mm.
that
think that's
bit where it
awesome
comes
for you
back and
though.
I go, but yeah, it's good. I love it. And where I've had people then go, well, actually, that really resonates because blah, 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 and this has happened and that's happened. And somebody's private messaged me afterwards and gone, well, actually, you saying this on the message, I've now gone, actually, this has happened. Da, 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 da. And I go, oh, no, that's pretty cool.
Double validation,
It's,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nice. It is nice. It is good and it works well. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So hugely thank you for letting me. I can see why Lucy loves doing her readings, but just wanted to say thank you guys for letting me jump
Oh, I
up
love
and
doing that
do
night
them.
I did mine. I was tired afterwards, but oh God, I enjoyed every minute of that, except for I
Yeah,
sat for a
good.
half an hour of people going, I'm here. And I was like, do, 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 do. I couldn't see the
That
comments.
was the
Oh,
Facebook thing, isn't it?
I think I
can't
sang to
see a
myself and I
thing.
thought, and then I looked and there was like 100 comments of like, can you not see me? Or can you not like, and I'm just like, that's why I jumped on it, Carly, when I'm like,
Yeah, it's brilliant.
we're here. I'm calling
Yeah.
her because I sat there for half an hour wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, then you get like a backlog, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then people
It
started
was
getting
quite.
pissy because I wasn't getting
the order of the reads right, like, because every time you go up to the
Oh yeah,
top of
it
the
wipes it,
comments.
doesn't it? Like,
Well, if someone's typing in a comment, it takes you right down to the bottom. So I'm like telling people, don't comment right now. Just let me get to and then people are like, me please, and I'm just like, oh my God. Oh my God. So
this
I
is why I
had,
have to stop doing lives on my page, because on my main page I've got quite a few followers, and it was just going mental. It's like Facebook can't keep up; it crashes and
yeah,
burns. But that's
yeah,
why I switched over to Instagram when I do it, because there's not as many followers, and it's a little bit
yeah,
more digestible for me.
yeah. It was hard. And I ended up like having to tell a couple people, hold your horses. I'm going to read for you. And then someone actually wrote a list for me. They went to the top of the comments and wrote who's in what order, and
Yeah.
they kind of put a couple of them in their place, and a couple of them got a little bit lippy of like, that's not the right order. And she's like, I guarantee you it's the right order. It's like, thank you. But they get really fighty. They get really fighty, don't they, over getting a free read?
Mm.
Yeah. I guess it's
Yeah.
like if something were
It's
free at the supermarket, we'd all be like,
elbows. It's all elbows.
Yeah.
Facebook's virtual elbows.
You're pushing Paul. Get in there, Paul. Get in there. Like, grab it.
Oh, no,
And
but
then
when
a
it's
little
used
old lady
properly,
comes along with a shopping trolley and has your ankles, and it all goes to pot, doesn't it?
yeah. But when it's used properly, it's quite a nice sort of gift to give back, isn't it? Because we don't have to
Oh,
do it.
yeah.
I see it as gifting back, really.
I think, Carly, you would actually enjoy the psychic line. I think you would actually really enjoy it. There's a couple, you get a couple a night. But
Get
I
this
really put
sleeping
up
bag out.
Yeah. Your fake cards. But I really I put protection up. So when people get a little bit like, it doesn't happen very often, but there's just the odd person that they're like, click, and I just think whatever, they're obviously not meant for me, but it's teaching me too to move on quite quickly and not let things
like
attach to my
detach.
nervous system. Yeah. So it's been very good for me. Very good for me, I would say. There'll give me a time where I'll say no more. But for now, it helps top up the income, and it helps, just makes things tick by. And it gives me a feeling like I'm doing something that's productive. Like, yeah, and I'm enjoying it. So I itch for the cards to come in my hands. Like I don't know if you feel like that, Mitch, or have felt like that, but like I itch for them to be in my hand. I want to use them. Yeah.
I was talking to someone about this the other day. I don't think there's been a day since I've learned tarot that I've not had tarot on me, or that I've not used tarot since I learned it. I think in one way or another, whether it's for readings for people or a free reading that I'm doing or whatever, but that there's not a day when I've not touched the cards.
Even when you go on holiday, do you think do you take a deck with you?
No, I take a
same
little
with me.
backup pack,
Yeah.
just in case. And I have had it where I've had one or two, not emergency readings, but people have said, "Oh, is there any chance you can maybe quickly do something?" And if I'm not doing anything with the holiday, I have done in the past if they've really needed something.
Boundaries, people, boundaries. Leave him alone on his holiday. Leave him alone on his holiday.
But this next one, so we're going to Newquay like in a couple of weeks, which will be nice. And there's going to be, I'm still going to take my cards, but it's going to be a proper switch off. I'm not doing any sort of theatres, because the last couple of holidays we've tied in shows, and this one's purely holiday.
Yeah, and your nerves are shot for about 24 hours before and a few hours afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Of you, and I just think, when you said I'm not doing a show, I'm just doing a holiday, I was like, oh, that's awesome, because I don't have that kind of going in the background. You need to do some muggle stuff. We were saying that the other day to you, like, your life is so spiritual. Do you know what I'm saying? And I can tend to be like, I'm not saying I'm this super spiritual guru or anything, but like, I do tend to be like, everything's kind of wrapped up with the spiritual. And I'm like, I don't have any muggle hobbies. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, everything's kind of around tarot or doing spell work or experimenting with spirit and stuff like that. And I love it. But then at the same time, there's going to be a burnout at some point. You need to have that.
Yeah, this is why I think it's quite good for you, Carly, because you have the horses, and even though it's a lot of work,
muggle job,
pressure, but even though you have that, it's like it does give you another discipline of the world, almost, doesn't it? Really.
When I'm kind of cocooned,
I was just thinking that.
I'm cocooned in my own little world, kind of thing. Like, maybe that's why this summer hurt me so bad, because I went out and and then
London.
It was actually all right. It was all right. I didn't see anything real good. You know what I'm saying? But it was all right. But yeah, like even my village, they're quite like I didn't tell you. I got invited to go to. We have an Anglican church just literally 10-second walk from our house, and
I wonder what you're going to say there.
it's
Because Wales
absolutely
is known for
gorgeous in
nudist,
there.
isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry?
Like I said, like Wales is known for like loads of nudist camps. And you're like, yeah. Like, sorry.
My neighbor, I haven't seen it yet, but I've got a neighbor that supposedly wanders sometimes
Oh
in
yeah.
the nude. And when the vicar first opened, their houses are quite far apart, but they can see each other. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah,
guess
okay.
the new vicar was in his garden, and he yelled the name of the vicar, and he looked up, him and his wife, and he flashed them. Like
Yeah.
this guy is a character. I adore this guy. Like when me and him get together, I think he's found his match. Do you know what I'm saying? Me and him are like, he's way older than me. He's like in his 70s, but boy, oh boy, he has got a sick, sick mind. And I don't mind going down. I think he's like, someone's joining me. I'll go down with him. You know what I'm saying? When most people are like, quiet, Nick, shut up, Nick. And I'm just like right there alongside of him.
So just
Skipping in front, holding his hand as she goes. She's
Yeah.
probably skipping down the rabbit hole, going, "Come along with me."
Yeah, yeah.
I was going
It
to
is
say,
like that.
did you take the offer up for this invitation?
Not yet. I've been pondering it, and then I had a tarot read from someone that I really respect, and that came up about not living like I did with my religious background, but experiencing it again in my own power, like in my own. So there's a part of me that like, yeah, I've had you said it, you said it right away. You should go. They invited me to the Anglican church, and I was like, oh my God. Like, and but if anything, the Anglican church is probably of the denominations quite the most open. Do you know what I'm saying? So like
I
the
did
woman
feel
invited me,
quite strong spirit was saying there's a reason for this.
yeah, and I do too. I pulled some cards, and there was like 9 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and I'm thinking, what? But it might be a new community, plus me kind of distancing myself from my family unit, which I have been for a long time. There is that craving. Does that make sense? Of bonding, community, being with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's important. I don't think you're meant to be a lone island, even if you've got your partner around you and stuff like that. I don't think that we're meant to be lone islands. And I've been a lone island for quite like I'm friendly with Mitch and you, and I have conversations with Mitch daily. We have conversations on our Never Cross a Witch Bitch every couple of days, stuff like that. I do have that kind of community, but this is like in person. Does that make sense? In the flesh. I mean, and this village it was really quite honoring because I didn't think I wasn't sure if they would accept us or not. And I've been not totally open with who I am. Like but they know I have beliefs, and I become very close to the vicar's wife. And she knows, like, we've talked about our belief systems, and like I go out for lunch with her and everything. And she came and stayed 2 days in our house, like,
That's good.
yeah, and took care of our dogs while we were in London. And I felt a real kindred spirit as soon as I met her. And then Colin's like, it's the vicar's wife. And I'm like, really? Like, and but anyway, this woman invited me over. They asked me to read bingo at be the bingo hall, like call out bingo. So she gave me the big thing with the, show me how to use it. I went to her house. I went to her house. It was awesome. She was a lovely house. This older woman. She's like,
I can imagine you like that. 2 little ducks, quack quack, 22.
I have to memorize all the things.
2 fat ladies, 88.
69. I've got to come up with a good one for 69. Anyway, so I'm doing
top to toe, 69.
I'm the new bingo hall reader at the hall, right? And so she ended up talking. I told her about my dad passed away, but she sat across from me and she said, when I met you, she said, I really needed to get to know you, I felt. And she said, you have a very powerful energy. And she goes, I don't think you realize how powerful you are and are going to be. And she says, you need to start stepping in your power. and realizing who you truly are. And I was just like, okay, and then she said, we'd like you to join. She goes, I've been praying for someone like you for years. And she said, we'd like you to come to our church. And I said, well, I'm not sure if I want to go down. I was honest with her. I said, I don't know if I want to go down that rabbit hole again. And she said, I think it would be different this time. And I told her about like some of my beliefs. I didn't tell her all of them, but I said, like, I'm into astrology. And she's like, interesting. And I said, well, the wise men, she goes, they were astrologers, so she started kind of like, she was open to the ideas of how I believe and that we are one with spirit, that it's not duality, that they're outside of us, that actually we're part of all of it and stuff like that. So we'll see. I want to go. I'm joining the church, well, not the church choir. I'm joining the village choir. So that should be interesting. I went and saw them perform and they were awesome. I was like, I want to do that. Like, they were singing like
that's cool.
Beatles songs and all these kind of modern songs, all choiry. So anyway, I'm taking up everyone's time. I might get Colin to edit this off to the end because we're talking private now.
That's cool. No, it's interesting because you did say in one of your readings that you have felt that there is going to be some kind of stage thing. So that is a part of that, isn't it? If you're in a choir.
Maybe. And being the bingo call reader, I'm also doing the whatchamacallit this year, the New Year's party. I know this village, it's such a beautiful village and the people are so awesome, but they've kind of just disintegrated into their own lives. And it used to be a happening village. And so I've had a couple of people, the flasher guy, he's lived here since he was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? He's lived here since he was a little kid. And he said to me, you're going to bring the life back to this village. Like, we need you to kind of like start doing stuff at the hall. Maybe. And that's what my business card. Yeah. So let's see. We'll see.
We could go completely. You could completely go down a rabbit hole, and they could sit there and go, "Oh, fresh meat."
Yeah, exactly. It could be like we could be like some sort of cult.
We need somebody like you. Well, what happened to the last one? We ate them.
Exactly, like Rosemary's Baby. You find out they're all Satanists. You know what I'm saying? Like Rosemary's Baby, where she's like,
it's all a cover. It's all a cover.
It's all a cover. This beautiful village,
the
and they're
choir.
Yeah, they're like,
the
hail
bingo,
Satan.
It's all a cover. It's all a
well,
cover.
It's not like that.
I'm only joking. I'm sorry, Lucy's Village. I take it back. You are lovely people. I live in a village. I know what it's like.
Yeah,
I take it back. I do apologise. Sorry, Lucy's Village. You're not all sat there going, "Oh, fresh meat."
Maybe.
Maybe. On that note, I think maybe we should wrap up.
I think we should call it a done day. I'm like, I'm starting to get giddy. I'm so tired. Yeah, my headache shifted, you guys, so that's good.
That was a cool chat. It was a good catch up, guys.
Yeah,
it
lots
was
of love, you guys.
Lovely to see you both. Lovely to see everybody.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Lots of love and light to you guys.
See you guys soon, and don't forget to subscribe to our Heart of Witch retreat.
Yes, if you live in the UK area.
UK.
Well, some people aren't in the UK, so they might be like, bastards, we can't come. Yeah, exactly. Got plenty of time to buy a plane ticket. Carly will put you up.
I've got a caravan and a tent. I'll be fine. I can do that.
I've got a little closet there. She's got a bed behind her.
My little closet.
Mitch is always up for visitors. He really loves having them.
I have like the portcullis permanently up.
He's got Oscar the doorman for that. You don't need no one's coming in or leaving. Either or. No, good catch up, lovely people. We shall see you all very soon. As Mitch says, don't forget to love, like, and subscribe. Give us a ting, put your notifications on, and all that. Innit?
Perfect.
Bye for now.
Bye.